Hey guys, Cam15, and I am going solo for this week's episode of Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War arc. And yes. This week felt like more setup, if I'm being honest, just more setup being, happening here in terms of preparation for what seems to be a pretty hectic next part of this arc. And basically, it's more setup, and we kind of get reoccurring characters we haven't seen in quite a while. And we do get some funny moments, but regardless, it's good to see some of these characters like Nell, Grimjow, the frickin' Fullbringers. It's funny, we mentioned about the Fullbringers like not too long ago, and oh, here we go, Fullbringers. Ririka and Yukio show up. So that's good to see. But look, let's get into this week's episode of Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War. So where we clearly last left off from last week was the fact that Ichigo saw Grimmjow was going through a portal. So with what's going on in that situation, um Grimmjow comes out. Ichigo's obviously shocked that Grimmjow is still, like, I think alive. I think Ichigo thought he must have been dead or something way back from the Hueco Mundo arc. But no, he's still alive, and he's just, and Grimmjow, he's just like, oh, well, if it isn't you, Ichigo, I'm ready here to kill you. And I'm just like, this dude is still on this bullshit. He still wants to fight Ichigo to kill him after the events from the last time they saw each other. Waco Mundo, bro. Which, that was one of the best fights in the entire show. Um, and then it looks like okay, they might actually start throwing down for whatever reason. He might just clash with him right then and there. And then next thing you know, Nell jumps out and she knocks Grimjow down due to her boobs. And she's like, Ichigo! And Ichigo's like, Nell, what the hell, bro? And then she literally falls on top of him, chest all up in his face and everything. And she's just like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" She's like, "Look at me, I'm an adult again." Uehara made a freaking wristband that makes me be able to go from being a child to an adult. And I think she makes a mention like, "I think I'm just gonna stay an adult anyways, so whatever." Like, that's the case. So it's like Uehara, he did good things. He made a nice little wristband so then Nell is not in a weakened state and she can stay in her adult form. And the funniest part about this entire like scene was Orihime's reaction to all of this. Now, if you remember way back in the Waco Mundo arc, when Nell first became her adult form and then showed up and then helped out Ichigo, um, she, if you remember that one moment, she literally hugs him to damn near death. And then you could clearly tell that Orihime was feeling some sort of way about that. She was like, hey, maybe you could just get off of him for a bit. And clearly it's because, Orihime has feelings for Ichigo and she clearly likes Ichigo. And she was upset that Nell clearly was like marking her territory all in like all over Ichigo. Legitimately, just like the freaking thumbnail, bruh. Orihime's reaction is absolutely freaking priceless. She just gives like this dead look in her. She has this like dead look in her eyes. At the same time, she's just like, and I'm just like, this girl looks like she's about to kill somebody. She looks like she's about to actually kill Nell. Listen, any girl that Ichigo's with, make sure Orihime ain't there because she feels some sort of way. Like this time, Orihime was just like she had that dead look in her eyes where she is like, get off him, get off him, get off him, I'm gonna kill her, essentially. And you just have it to where Chad is like, listen, Orihime, Orihara made this for a specific reason. It's clearly not for other reasons. Um, I think Chad knows that Orihime may have feelings for Ichigo, and she's just basically he's basically telling her like, look, it's okay. Like, I think he's made this for a good reason. It's clearly not a reason that she may think it is, and she's just like, oh no, 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 it's nothing. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So that whole scene was priceless. I legitimately laughed out loud when I saw her facial reaction. I'm just like, bruh, she didn't like, I don't know. She hasn't had this reaction with any other girls Ichigo's been around, but whenever it comes to Nell, she has this expression like she thinks Nell is gonna take Ichigo away from her. And listen, you can't really fault Nell. She might I think Nell likes Ichigo too. I think she does like him. But that was the whole funny thing. And then more stuff opens up, and then you end up seeing Yukio and Ririka show up from the void and space and everything. And I'm just like, what the hell are they doing here? I'm like, what is going on, right? So we basically explain what's up with them and where they've been hiding. So thanks to Uehara, he basically found Ririka and Yukio just hiding in the space between the Soul Society and the world of the living, which is the Gargantia. Like basically the pathway they travel to get to the Soul Society from the world of the living, right? Or Wako Mundo or anywhere, right? And basically Uehara found like them throughout like this space where it basically kind of protects them and keeps them hidden. So they basically then take this path to go back up to Squad Zero. And basically the funny thing also too is this was like everybody knew about this. Like Ichigo's over here just like, how did nobody tell me about this? And basically, you know, you just have to where Yoriichi is just like, well, you were quite busy at the time, so there was really no time to tell you all of this information. So, yeah, that's basically what's going on. Which it's funny because it's like Ichigo's been out of the loop, but he didn't know like all this shit was happening. And but again, like they said, like Yoriichi said, like you were busy doing all this extra shit. So like, who the hell cares, right? Grimjow, he's only willing to help because Ichigo's like, so are you on our side? And Grimjow's just like, dude, I'm only helping to try to take down Yhwach, so then I can find a good place so I can kill you. Clearly it seems that Grimjow just wants to kill Ichigo right then and there. I guess I don't blame him if he feels that way. He did get humiliated by Ichigo, so hey, it's whatever, it's whatever. It's still great to have the character back, so it's gonna be interesting to see what he does. So that's kind of the thing. Basically Yoriichi says, I ended up actually placing a nail near the Soul King, so it's gonna drop us right where that nail is at, so when we get out. And I'll get to that in a quick second, as well. And before they actually exit out, he basically tells Ririka, like, look, this is too much for you to handle. You need to stay back because your power is not capable for like this threat. And you have it to where Ririka gets a little bit flustered and everything because it was already, if I remember correctly from the Fullbring arc, I think it was confirmed that she has a crush on Ichigo too. Like she has a thing for Ichigo. So this man has a full-on fucking harem, bro. And it's funny because like later on, like, what is it? I think Ichigo chastises Yoriichi about like what is not telling her about not telling him that she has a brother or a sibling just in regards, and he's just like, why didn't you tell me you have a sibling? And Yoriichi's like, man, please, what are you, my fiance or something? I don't need to tell you shit. Personally, I ship Uehara with Yoriichi more, but because they've kind of been together for the most part from the very beginning with their backstories, but I found that to be all funny and like, yeah, I'm like, there's your Yoriichi x Ichigo little tease for people that like to ship those. Clearly, already know, and I already know, like, beyond this, like, Orihime is gonna more than likely probably be the one that wins because it makes the most sense, like, legitimately. So yes, that's what's going on. I'll get to the end of the episode and get back to what their thoughts on. In terms of what's happening in the Soul Society, the Soul Society is basically using these orbs to create this gate to get to Squad Zero, but they just don't have enough spiritual pressure because they're putting all the spiritual pressure into it. And it's thanks to Mayuri, who uses like a spiritual pressure enhancement type of thing that enhances their spiritual pressure, and it just gets the gate to open. So they go through the gate. The ones that actually are able to go, the ones that are the Soul Reapers that are actually going, the ones that are staying back aren't happening. The reason why they were also having trouble opening the gate is like everything around is like crazily changing because of Yhwach, and stuff like that. So most of the Soul Reapers that are going through the gate, they end up going through the gate and they end up going to the new version of Squad Zero. And essentially what happens to lead up to that is Yhwach basically finally shows itself. He's got multiple eyes. It actually throws like Orihime, and then I think the one Quincy that looks somewhat similar to Aizen. Kind of just like, whoa, what the fuck is that, bro? And then he tells the blonde-haired dude, the right-hand man of Yhwach, like you're not weirded out by this. And then this dude is like, if you ever got a problem with the form, then you're gonna die. And basically Yhwach's like, oh, I'm sorry to startle you. And he's like, but that literally, this man's got multiple eyes, and he just unleashes his power. Now that he's got the power to do anything, and then he makes basically Squad Zero look like in the shape of the Quincy like logo or whatever. And he makes this reformed like type of kingdom essentially, right? It's still interesting to see. Uryu was kind of thrown off by that, so you have to wonder if Uryu's like, wait a damn minute, I didn't expect this. Again, I don't know what Uryu's like whole thing is, and they even make a mention with Ichigo's group about Uryu, and they're kind of all sad about that. Like Chad and Orihime are sad about that, and you know, you have Ririko's like, well, why are you so doom and gloomy about things and stuff like that? Like, get your mind out of everything. So that ends up happening. So when the Soul Reapers from the Soul Society and then Ichigo's group like show up to Squad Zero, it's completely different now. It's legitimately different, and it's in Yhwach's own like image now, right? Because even Yorichi's like, sees the nail, and she's like, what the frick? And everything. So yeah, and then like her brother senses her. He tries to walk to her through like, I guess, the reishi or whatever, but he can't do it. And it's because the reishi is like pretty dense around the area, and what is it? Byakuya basically explains like because of it, it puts them at a disadvantage, and it puts the Quincy's more at an advantage. So it is interesting to say the least. And basically, like this whole new like, you know, his whole new castle front or fortress is there. The other members of the Quincy's get alerted that, okay, they're there. Clearly, we're going to be getting the battle leading up to where they got to go after Yhwach. Now, it's going to be interesting to see, because it's like, okay, it's not going to be like different Quincy's. It's going to be like there's like 6 or 5 different Quincy's amongst the ones that are remaining, because remember, Baz B and the others, they kind of got betrayed. So it's going to be interesting. You have to also wonder if like Yhwach can make like minions or something like that. I don't know, but it's definitely interesting to say the least. Definitely interesting to say the least. But really dang good episode. Just the returns for certain characters we've seen. I did not expect to see Ririka come back again. Like, I legitimately did not expect to see her come back. So that's the thing. But yeah, but that's it of the episode, and that's mostly what covers it. Again, it was another setup episode to what we're going to be getting, I guess, in the upcoming episodes. But yeah, that's basically it. So anyways, I'm gonna go out of here. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of Bleach, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Bleach content or any other anime content I upload to the channel. Till then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day, night, or whichever the field. Till then, guys, peace.